Hello, lovely people. New adventure unlocked. I'm headed to the next game. My mama's here. We're going to Aqua Zumba. I am getting out of my comfort zone. I am trying fencing today. I'm just there for the vibes. I know nothing about baseball. I'm there for the vibes. Hello, lovely people. Woo! Listen, Linda, listen. What just happened? Let me tell you something about the show. The cliffhangers that Tyler Perry is. Okay. Oh my God. What did I just watch? Like, wait a minute. Hold on. Why am I even shocked? Hello, we had hints that Anika was now Williams. Okay, we had some hints. But the confirmation and how we got the confirmation. Oh, poor William. Oh my God, William is about to be the next Vaughn. But for real, like William is about to lose his entire mind, okay? All right, let me start from the beginning. So y'all, listen, I realized, I watched, don't judge me, I don't have BET Plus. I watched the show on a bootleg channel. So when I was watching episode 7, it kind of bled over to episode 8 because it wasn't really like a start and stop. So I recognized that I used the thumbnail for scenes from episode 8, and I also and then I talked a little bit about episode 8, because what I do is I watch the shows, right? But I don't take any notes, and then I'll watch it again and then I take notes. So I apologize for that. So I am reviewing Divorced Sisters season 1, episode 8, Birds of a Feather. Let's get into it. So we are still at Naomi's house, right? And at Naomi's house, Genevieve, I'm so excited. Let me calm myself down, okay? Because I just want to rush to the end. Okay, First Lady called Pastor and Myron to come inside, and Naomi played the tape for them. And Pastor, who I think is lying, says that he is not gay, he's not bisexual, he only loves one woman, and that one woman is his wife. Myron, who were you talking to? Myron says he was talking to a friend, but he won't say who the friend is. No, he said he was talking to his wife. Yes, my bad. Now, that scene with Tiffany and Bridget was uneventful, but Bridget did, again, clock it queen, Miss First Lady. Bridget did tell Tiffany that Rashida been clocked Myron, and Rashida has all of Myron's emails and passwords and et cetera. And my thing is like, why would you want to have that? Okay, I guess in case she felt like Myron never tried to like blackmail them or something. Whatever. Anyway. All right, so they go up to the church and Myron is sitting in his car crying. He gets out the car and Bridget's like, look, are you in love with the pastor? He's like, no, I love the both of them. Then he's like, can you help me clean out my desk? Bridget's like, you got fired? Myron's like, no, but I know he's going to fire me. Bridget's like, no, he's not going to fire you. Just come to work tomorrow. And Myron is like, I don't know, he was just acting like a... Anyway, let's move on. Javon calls Tiffany, right? Tiffany's at home. Javon calls Tiffany, and Javon is like, oh, I want to make an offer on the house. Javon, you old stalker son of a... So you really are about to live next to your ex-girlfriend whom she had an affair with you on her husband. You're really about to live next door to them? You crazy. Anyway, whatever. Tiffany supposedly don't know nothing. So Tiffany's like, oh, great. So Tiffany's like, look, I got this fine man. He's got money, and I'm about to make a commission off of him. Who could blame Tiffany, right? Then he asked Tiffany, how spontaneous are you? She's like, very. He's like, what if I told you let's take a trip? Now she's all into it. She's like, I'll say let's go. Let's pack our bags. Why don't we go to Italy? And Tiffany's like, what? Because William and Geneva are supposed to be going to Italy. He's like, yeah, we can go with William and Geneva. Pause it. She's like, but I'm supposed to watch Anika. He's like, yeah, but I'm sure, somebody else can watch her. That is not the first thing that you say, Tiffany. The first thing that you say is, Negro, I just met you yesterday. You asking me to go to Italy. That's all nice. But why are you so invested in going on the same trip that my girlfriend who's acting weird about you? Tiffany, you're not putting two and two together. You're not being smart. Red flag. Flag on the play. Red flag. Javon is a red. Tiffany, Javon is a red flag. Can I say this again? Javon is a red flag. Red flag. Tiffany, she did get a little hip because she was like, something didn't feel right in her spirit. Because she's like, I'll call Geneva and I'll see if it's okay if somebody else can watch Anika. And then he says, oh, no, don't do that. I'll call William. That should be it. Something's off here. Love bombing at its finest. So, we got crazy ASS Naomi. Do you know that Naomi popped up at the hospital with Franklin? I mean, when they showed her at the hospital, I said, B, are you crazy? Are you crazy? Now, here's what I don't understand. When Naomi got arrested, why did the commissioner not put a protection order to say stay away from Franklin and the wife? Usually, if you assaulted someone and you got arrested, there is a stay away order. Unless there is a stay away order and she didn't even care and she just violated it. She didn't even care. Because I was like, what are you doing here with flowers? So now she's taunting William. Oh, I wanted to see if your white bee turned brown. Naomi, you are not very smart because you're trying to have this man unalived. You want it to look like an accident, but yet you're popping up to the hospital. They got cameras all over the place. You're taunting him. You really think that he's gonna die of an accident and they're not gonna be fishing in your background and know that a few days ago or a few months ago, you was at the hospital taunting his wife that you poured hot coffee on? You're not thinking, you're not smart. Okay. So of course, William is like, security. The nurse comes in, security. This woman proceeds to take the flowers. Now the nurse said to Naomi, please don't touch her because you could infect her. Lady, do you not know that's what she wants to happen? So when the nurse said that, Naomi takes the flowers and bang it on her open wound. I said, Jesus Christ. And runs out the hospital. And then meets Hakeem at the bank like, do. Like, she didn't just violate some type of... Oh, let me go back. When Rashida and the pastor left, Naomi got served with the lawsuit. Franklin is suing Naomi for assault for $50 million. But this is also a criminal case, right? Because she was released on her own recognizance. So she's got an open case. Again, that's why she's not smart. You got an open case and you're acting a plum. The pastor left. Naomi got served with the lawsuit. Franklin is suing Naomi for assault for $50 million. But this is also a criminal case, right? Because she was released on her own recognizance. So she's got an open case. Again, that's why she's not smart. You got an open case and you're acting a plum fool. I really want to like Naomi. I really want to like her because she's terrible has been done to her. On one hand, listen, I got a little bit of crazy in me too. So I would not go that far. But I could justify why she's pissed. Like, she has every right to be pissed off. Your husband cheats on you with this white lady, gets her pregnant. I understand. But showing up to the hospital was not smart. It was not smart. So she meets Hakeem at the bank, right? She shows Hakeem the money in the safe deposit box. Hakeem wants 10K. She's like, no, I'm not giving that. No, Hakeem says, oh, she said no, she's not giving no money, right? Then he says, see, they all not smart. He says, well, I could just hit you over the head and walk clean out with it. No, you wouldn't. You are in a bank, stupid. If you hurt her, they're going to look at the cameras. They're going to track you down. Like, why is nobody thinking? Why is nobody thinking? So Naomi gets mad, calls him a peasant. He says, F you to Naomi. He walks out, calls her a B and everything, walks out. All right. We back at Pastor and Myron. Myron goes to Pastor's office. He's like, I know you're going to fire me. He's like, why would I do that? Then Pastor's like, hey, are you gay? He's like, no, I'm not gay. I love my wife. Pastor's like, you could still be gay and love your wife. That is true. Then Pastor said, is this going to be a problem? You working for me? So Myron's like, what? You're not going to fire me? He said, is this going to be a problem? He said, no, it's not going to be a problem. Okay, cool. Then they start talking business. So Myron's job is saved. Again, I feel like Pastor probably said to Myron, well, we're in this office, but pretend we're not lovers. And who's Myron's friend? Because Myron was like, oh, I was talking to my friend, and the friend works for the church. So we're going to find out about that friend later. We go back to Geneva's house, and do you know that this stalker fool, Javon, is in Geneva's kitchen with a robe on making steak? Now, he looked fine. He looked fine. But that is some crazy stuff. That's like some single black male stalker stuff. That I was like, but we know Geneva's crazy because that turned her on. Because he's talking about making the right piece of meat and right piece of steak, and Geneva looked turned on in front of her husband. And poor William. What's his name? Javon says, would you like to try this juicy meat? But she'd all wet down there probably. And it's quiet. And William goes, I'll try it. Can I tell you, William's ad-libs cracks me up. Just like in episode 2 or 3 when Naomi was drinking the coffee like this. and William goes, that's way to drink. That's one way to drink it. Oh my God. William is the most happy-go-lucky, oblivious, naive fool ever. Like, it's like, you gotta love him. Like, you gotta love him. Anyway. So, Geneva's like, where's Anika? Anika's outside playing with the nanny. Okay, so as they're talking, and Javon is clearly flirting with Geneva, everybody acts like they're so oblivious in this show. Like, everybody acts naive, like they don't sense energy. Tiffany's not sensing the energy between Javon and Geneva. William is not sensing the tension between Geneva and Javon. It's like, all right. So we hear a loud scream and Anika falls. All right. So now we got emergency. The nanny comes scooping Anika. She fell off the swing, right? How high is the swing? Anyway, because she said she's bleeding. Okay. They go to the hospital, and so Tiffany comes to the hospital. Geneva is being cold towards her. Geneva tells her, you can leave, you can go. Tiffany's like, no, I'm not going. And first of all, let's back up. See, let's talk about this friendship again. Let my good friend's daughter be in the hospital and not come to the hospital and she tell me to leave. I'll be like, oh, we're going to fight. I'm not going nowhere because she is my niece. That is your daughter, but she is my niece. I'm not going anywhere. I'm talking about, oh, you can leave. I'll call you later. We need our family time. Geneva, you don't even care about your husband. Now you want family time. So as they're going to leave, actually, I don't think they're going to even leave. The doctor comes in. The doctor was trying to save Geneva. Geneva, you're not smart. The doctor said she's going to need a blood transfusion. How high was the swing? How high is the swing where you need a blood transfusion? Anyway, the doctor's like, she's going to need a blood transfusion. William is like, I'll give her blood because she's scared of needles. Doctor is looking like, okay, this is okay. I don't know. So the doctor's looking like, all right, Geneva, and they're like, no, I'll give my daughter blood. See, Geneva, you're not smart because again, maybe Geneva didn't figure out what was going on, but when the doctor was being hesitant, I would be like, oh, it's fine. I'm scared of needles, but I got it. I'll do it. But again, maybe Geneva didn't know what the doctor was going to say, but the doctor was trying to look up for Geneva. William said, well, why can't, so then the doctor says, well, I'll just go to a blood bank. William was like, why do you need to go to a blood bank? Why can't I give blood to my daughter? The doctor says, well, Anika needs AB blood. William says, well, I'm an O and I'm a professor, so how is that possible? How is that possible, Geneva? That William is an O and Anika is an AB. It's not possible, Geneva. Is there something you want to tell us, Geneva? And that's how the scene ends. The only true victim in this, for real, is William. I know you want to say Anika. Anika will be fine. You know, she got two fine daddies at this point. And I'm quite shocked that it came out this early in the season. So that tells me it's going to be some more good stuff. But yeah, Geneva, is there anything you want to tell us, Geneva? Geneva, you old whore, you. You know what? Let me save my judgment for the next review. I'll see y'all later. Bye.